I'm Connor Richards. I'm from St. John's University. I'm majoring in sports management and I'm a member of the FIFA team.
My name is Daniel Polishuk. I'm a freshman at St. John's University majoring in sport management and I am on the FIFA esports team.
Hello, my name is Tom Stanowski. I'm from DePaul University majoring in computer science and I will be playing with the Overwatch team.
Hello, my name is Jacob Ahrens. I am the president of Niagara University Esports. I'm a junior here at Niagara, studying computer information sciences as well as history, and I am the captain of the League of Legends team.
I'm George Hill. I'm a senior here at NU, and I'm captain of our Smash team.
Hi everyone, my name is Tyler McNair. I'm a senior at Niagara University studying education, and I think we at Niagara University are excited to participate in the Vincentian Cup just because it's a unique opportunity to foster those positive relationships with our fellow Vincentian schools and compete in a fun environment.
I'm excited for us to compete because this is an event that I think can draw a lot of excitement and really build a following with our student body and other fans of esports locally.
I'm excited for our university to be a part of the Vincentian Cup because not only are these showdowns where school spirit shines the most, but it's also quite an exclusive opportunity that is streamed, that people are able to rally behind and support each other.
To me, the Vincentian mission is all about giving back to the community, giving back to people who may not be in the greatest position of success and making sure that they have the chance to do so. It means always thinking about others.
To me, the Vincentian mission, it's all about bettering the community you live in and bettering communities that are around you. And I think that helping the less fortunate is one of the most rewarding things you can do as a person, and it just makes the world a better place.
Within our esports team, our tagline is good luck, have fun, be Vincentian. And of course, this could mean a lot of things, but personally for me, it means that with competitive esports comes a lot of frustration and also a lot of learning. And I think it's important for teams to retain a positive mental attitude rather than turning towards toxicity.
I think esports at Niagara has given students another opportunity to connect with the community.
I see the mission show up for our team just because, especially what St. John's calls the spirit of compassionate concern for others, being a part of a team and a program like this, you see that there's a sense of community and everyone has each other's back.
I think we're excited to participate in the event with the other Vincentian universities because video games just provides that fun and competitive environment where like-minded people can show off their hard work and dedication that they've put into their games this year.
I'm excited to participate in this event with other Vincentian universities because, like I said before, all of us are able to do something we collectively enjoy, just playing video games, and we're able to meet people who share those common interests from across the country, while coming together to honor St. Vincent's legacy by contributing to the community, which is something that all our schools truly embody.
I think one of the most significant parts of St. Vincent de Paul's mission that's resonated with me is helping those who are less fortunate. Every semester at Niagara University, we really try to put in the effort through service projects in our clubs and things to really give back to the community.
I think the 5 Vincentian virtues such as clarity and purpose are really key as it leads and gives people directions in their lives.
Hello, Blue Demons. Joe and I want to wish you the best of luck as you head into the Vincentian Cup.
We're excited to follow your progress and can't wait to see all those wins.
I used to be quite the gamer back in the day. Maybe I should try out for the team.
That's true. But I think today's games are a bit more advanced than Defender or Robotron. Maybe you should brush up on your skills first.
Good point. We will be cheering for you, Blue Demons. Make us proud.
And have fun.
Go, Blue Demons!
Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, everybody. My name is Time to Light, and welcome to the Vincentian Esports Cup, a celebration of Vincentian universities across the country, including DePaul University, which is in Chicago, Illinois, Niagara University in Niagara County, New York, and, of course, St. John's University in New York City. My name is Time Delight. I am joined by my amazing co-caster, South Beach. And just to kick some things off, let's get some introductions. We got a couple games to be played. We already had Overwatch yesterday. That's already been completed. But today, it's Rocket League.
Exactly. This is going to be a good old 3-hour long Rocket League session here with these three schools. We're going to have, at first, if I remember correctly, it's going to be DePaul versus Niagara in game one, and then Niagara will move over to St. John's University, and then it would be St. John's versus DePaul. And then after that, we'll have our championship game between the top two scoring schools, I believe. So basically a round robin situation between all three of these schools, and then the top two scorers of those three games, they will advance to the championship for the whole Vincentian Cup.
Yeah, they will move on. Yeah, it's a difficult situation because these are best of fives and there's very, very little room for error. Of course, best of fives means first 2-3 games, so the more you win and the quicker you win, most importantly, the better you're looking, because there is both series differential. If two teams are tied and one of them beat the other, they immediately move on, and then there's game differential, whoever lost less games, and in that case, whoever had the higher game diff in their favor. Of course, you're probably looking at one of these teams to go 2-0. I have no doubt that's what's going to happen, but it's entirely possible we see just 1-1 across the board, because everybody has to play everybody. So in 3 games, it's very easy for just, let's say, DePaul to beat Niagara, Niagara to beat St. John's, and then St. John's to beat DePaul in the end. That it wouldn't surprise me if that happens just the same.
Yeah, and if I tell you what, if that happens, that's going to leave us a really exciting championship game, just because that's the moment everyone learns about each other and how their play styles work, and you're familiar with just the whole atmosphere of these two guys. The atmosphere being, how your play style is and how you're going to beat this next team. So let's just, for hypothetical example, DePaul beats Niagara, and then 3 games later, they meet at the championship. Niagara knows how DePaul operates now, and they can switch up the game styles and then find a way to come around and win this whole entire thing. So a lot is on the table for these schools here. This event will honor the Vincentian mission, which is also raising money for student relief funds and at each university to help out students in need during this trying time. And you can learn more about the mission and how to donate by using the donate button in the chat right down there. And that's actually from last year, but it's all good.
Yeah, we're not doing that this year. The Vincentian Esports Cup is looking to just support all these teams, both for recognition and the fact that, Rocket League's a pretty cool game to watch. So we will head straight into game. It's DePaul University up against Niagara University Esports. We're fixing your game overlay, but if you're looking to take a look at these teams in a higher depth level, just go and check out each and every one of these teams on Twitter, at DePaul Esports, at Niagara U Esports, and at St. John's Esports, at STJ _ Esports, because they're cool. And then at that point, also go follow me and this guy on Twitter. They're right below us. But that's not the point. I want to get predictions. Mm-hmm. Do you have any predictions? I know I saw DePaul and Niagara last season just a little bit. I'm assuming you did as well. Do you have any predictions going into this one?
I mean, if I were going off of what I saw last year, I would probably say DePaul takes it, just because of how well balanced that school is, both on the offense and defensive side. Niagara has been a pretty solid team this first split of the season, but there's a lot of things they can improve on. And then I believe St. John's is actually one of the newer schools in the EGF, so there's a lot of mystery for that school. But I'm going to stick to the team I know more, and that's with DePaul University. I think I wouldn't be surprised if I see some sweeps from there, going a whole, winning 3-0 on all the teams, not dropping a game. Would not be surprised if that happened today.
Yeah, DePaul looked good last season. I see no reason as to why they won't look good this weekend, specifically tonight, and into this coming season, which, for all of you wondering, starts January 31st. Monday will kick things off, and then Rocket League specifically will be that Wednesday. It's game 1 up and on the board. You luckily have not missed anything. It will be DePaul University over in the white. Niagara will be in the red, at least as far as I've been told, but I gotta agree with you. I think DePaul should take this, but at that same point, you never know. Niagara may just show up, and you may see something switch up. Pass the Schnitzel, that's also a great name. I just want to quickly point that out.
Oh, yeah. Pass the Schnitzel. Fun fact, he's actually been one of the go-to guys for Niagara, getting it done both on offense and defense. And speaking of Swordberg with a nice save, blocking Lavish. That looked wide open, but Niagara able to stop that. But here's the thing about Niagara here in this game. They've been on break for, since what? November, end of December, something, or beginning of December, something like that. So they've had some time to work on their game and practice. So I'm actually curious to see how they have done to try to fix things up and see if they can get a nice little push for the second half of the split. But maybe we'll see that here in this game.
Well, that's the goal. You want to see something switch up for Niagara. They didn't have the greatest of fortune in EGF Season 3, I will be honest with you, but let's see what changes up. Apologies for the colors. They were set up prior and beforehand. We'll just get it fixed for our next series, but that's what we're sticking with. So, for all of you wondering, why the heck are the teams blue and purple, not blue and purple? There you go.
It's a good color scheming here, and that's going to be, if you think about it, good challenge to try to recognize color schemes. But I mean, that's not what anybody thinks these days, but I don't know. You never know what happens.
It is a best of 5 for all of you who are just joining us. First team to 3 games. We will not be playing the full 3-game set. It doesn't look like DePaul want to play any of it. That's a free goal for Black Wrath as Lavish with the pass across. That's a nice team play, by the way. Not usually seeing back passes at this level of Rocket League. And you can see Niagara not expecting it, not able to defend it, and DePaul open up the scoring with a very, very good goal.
Yeah, Lavish with the great assist from Black Wraith, and, just able to take advantage of Niagara's blown defense right there. No one was ready for that long goal, and it's really hard to prepare for long goals like that, but no doubt you got to do better keeping track of where the ball's going and making sure that a goal like that never happens again. So Niagara's definitely going to want that back, and we'll see what they do on offense.
Yeah, they haven't gotten many offensive opportunities thus far. It's been a lot of defense and a lot of midfield presence. Joseph looking for a little bit of a fake there, but doesn't get much out of it. Lavish a shot, but past the Schnitzel right there to deny it and keep it out. Black Wraith pushes the ball forward, but is denied on that side by Swordbird, 22, keeping the ball up as they do just that. Unfortunately, you're not seeing great counterattacks from either of these teams. Unfortunately, for both, really, not showing up in that respect. But as I say that, Lavish just takes it off the ground. Black Wraith leaves it for him, and DePaul put a second on the board.
That was incredible from Lavish, just right off the board, and then a great pass from Black Wraith. That's 2-0 for DePaul University. So this is the team that they're kind of my pick here to go all the way in this cup. And also a great save from Black Wraith. So it looks like they've got it all figured out here. It still have some stuff to work out here, trying to get those buttons back working on their controllers and getting the rust out of their fingers.
Yeah, second semester starting up, or the spring semester for just some of these players who may just be joining us for the spring. Nonetheless, it's a new season and sometimes some new beginnings. Of course, everybody's getting used to everybody else. Practice has already been had, as you can see from DePaul, who are looking good, especially with another shot coming through. Black Wraith with 100% goal participation, 2 goals and that assist prior. This is looking strong and more specifically looking good for Black Wraith as DePaul go up 3-0 on Niagara University.
And man, do you know how hard it is to make a goal like that, especially if you're one of the first-time Rocket League players? Just getting a pass mid-air, receiving that pass mid-air and taking that shot is amazing. So hats off to Black Wraith. He's getting it done for DePaul. 3-0 and almost a minute to go. Niagara's not finding a really good enough answer here.
Needs to be a quick comeback. There is no time like the present. In threes, it usually takes about 1 minute for a good team up against another good team to get 3 goals back the other way. We've reached that 1 minute mark, and unfortunately for Niagara, they haven't had much offensive opportunities. It's been mostly defense and mostly trying to clear the ball. That's a nice shot coming through. Black Wraith looking for another one, but Joseph will put it in the top corner, and that's some speed on your shots. DePaul up 4-0, 106 kilometers per hour on the gun. That's just over 60 miles an hour for all of you American people out there. And I got a question. Where is Niagara?
Niagara, New York? You know, like
no,
like
not
Niagara.
not geographically. I meant defensively.
Defensively, well, they might still be in New York defensively if you've seen any of the Jets or Giants play. But either way, I do see your point. And now all 3 of DePaul's players have scored, so everyone on offense is contributing. They're pretty much working like a team for the most part, and it's pretty clear they pretty much have this game wrapped up here.
Yeah, final 20 seconds. It is just a formality at this point. DePaul University will almost certainly take game 1, but it's up to Niagara to try and get a momentum goal. They won't. I got a question. What does Niagara do to come back in this? Because your main goal is to score goals, and thus far, they haven't even had many offensive opportunities.
I think they just really have to pay attention to where the ball is, because they definitely had some defensive breakdowns, and that has transitioned for DePaul to get an easy goal out of them. Now, if you look at the stats here, past the Schnitzel, he's got 3 saves, and Swordbird has 2. So they've been doing their best on goal, but at the same time, it's usually those goals that really aren't in the goalie box that have been happening, because we saw like the first one from Black Wraith that was basically a long distance goal. So it's definitely a lot of, you may want to switch over to like a zone coverage, maybe keep 1 player kind of in the goal region and 2 on offense, and try to get something going right there. Now, it's kind of hard, especially because you only have 2 guys going up against 3 defensive players, but you need to just figure out, it's really hard to figure out, like, also communication. I think there might be a little bit of lack of communication on Niagara's end right there. Maybe a little bit of, because you see it all in the defensive breakdown. So if I'm Niagara, just rethink defense, focus on the ball, and just communicate a little bit better.
We need to see a little bit more speed out of Niagara and a little bit more concise rotations. That's one thing we didn't see, but we're going to head into game number 2. DePaul already have the lead, and they're up 1-0. It's a good start from them, to say the least. Black Wraith already up and already showing how good they are at this one. This is absurd, and I have to question, what's up to Niagara? I've been questioning Niagara a little bit, and honestly justifiably so, but it's time for some answers. Game 2, no time like the present for those questions to be answered. Lavish is going to be up though, so with a decent bit of boost, this is going to be dangerous. Flip, reset, looking for it, no, flips under the ball and doesn't reset properly. DePaul don't get the opening goal, at least not just yet, but they're continuing to put on this pressure.
And you spoke a little too soon, because Lavish right there finally gets that adjustment going. A nice pass from Black Wraith too. Oh my goodness, all the way from the top of the arena, and then just Lavish with the underbelly look and just caps in. And once again, DePaul 1-0. That's no new story, no new news here.
No, and Lavish is up again. Oh no, looking for more. Does not get the flip reset, but Joseph steals the goal. Lavish goes down and under. You could see the dribble was up, but watch this. Just decides, nope, I'm not going to go for an air dribble, and sends it straight down. Joseph steals the goal away. Nonetheless, DePaul up 2-0, and it's only taken them 46 seconds to do so.
That demo also really, really helped DePaul right there, taking away one of the defenders, and that ball just trickled down the goal way easier than it needed to. I mean, DePaul's just moving right now. There's a lot we could say about DePaul, but basically it's one thing we're saying is that they've got it together. They're pretty much winning it all.
Oh, and pass to Schnitzel doesn't even put it in and on the net. Denied nonetheless by the save. Here's a shot through, but it's denied by Lavish. Back the other way. Pass to Schnitzel there with some offensive pressure. Looking for something, but flicks away from the ball. Joseph back the other way. Looking for a flip reset. Does not get it and does not get the dunk either. So there's some defensive stands coming through. That's off the corner though. Looking for a centering pass. Black Wraith stays with it, and it's up yet again for Lavish, who's up now for Joseph, but it does not go through. Joseph without the goal, forward, and Burning plays back the other way. They're looking for a goal on this Niagara side. Unfortunately, they've been denied at seemingly every single turn.
Yeah, I mean, they did a little bit better on the defensive side here on this possession, kind of getting in the way of DePaul's routes, trying to get a goal in, but at the same time, oh man, sorry Niagara, I kind of jinxed y'all there, but I mean, just this play here, Joseph to Lavish. The air game for DePaul is just insane right now. I think that's 2 goals in this game that have come from the air. So that's going to be another thing, is trying to stop DePaul's aerial attack, which is one of the hardest things to do in Rocket League, is stopping an aerial attack.
And the most important thing is it's difficult to stop an aerial attack without boost. And Niagara, unfortunately, just has not had the speed to even get their own boost. There's a nice fake. Black Wraith denied, though, in the back line. It's sent back the other way. Pass the Schnitzel up. That's going to keep the ball forward. Burning plays now the next one to aggress, but is denied and 50 back the other way. Joseph across, and look at Lavish in a perfect position. It's another pass attempt, but no goal and no shot either. There's the defense from Niagara that we've been looking for. Unfortunately, they're going to continue to be pushed on as Lavish gets the dunk through, even with that flip reset, sticks with the ball, and gets yet another goal for DePaul, who are up 4-0 at this point. That's a dunk that's gonna hurt.
Yeah, and just off the rebound from, I think it was Swordbird, man, Lavish just carried that ball from the air. That's called ball control. Like, it does not get better than this. Oh my goodness. They're just unstoppable right here. Black Wraith, I thought, was going to be like the top scorer after that first game, but he's been passing it and sharing the ball like crazy. Everyone gets a goal here. 5-0, and Niagara's really, really needing an answer here.
Yeah, I think all of these teams are in the U.S., and I believe there's the cruel and unusual punishment thing you're not allowed to do in the United States. That's what we're looking at here. DePaul University are showing up. This is just cruel and beyond belief, at least from what we were looking at earlier on. Niagara, unfortunately, not getting too much out of their winter training, at least not thus far. There's, of course, still time, and, well, the season hasn't even started yet, but for the Vincentian Cup, at least, it's not looking great. You can see past the Schnitzel passes it forward, but that's to the other team, and Joseph will get a goal out of that one. Look at this redirect, by the way. Pass the Schnitzel sends this across, and look at Joseph come across, and just redirect that one through. A little bit of help with momentum from Lavish on the backside. Nonetheless, DePaul up 6-0, and I again don't think there's any way back for Niagara.
It looks like, I wonder if Patch the Schnitzel here is really blown away or amazed by that play, because up in the top left of the chat box really is complimenting that goal right there. Or he's, I don't know if it's that or if he's just angry, is really angry and is just smashing buttons and they're just hitting the chat. But either way, this, a minute 20, this is DePaul's game. I mean, can't really say much there.
Yeah, final 70 seconds. Unfortunately, as much of an optimist as I may be, I don't think you're going to score 6 goals in those 70 seconds, especially when you've yet to do one in now 9 minutes of time. It's been a challenge for Niagara on both the offensive and defensive sides thus far. My apologies. It's already been 10 goals the other way for DePaul, and they're threatening more. Joseph's looking for a centering pass here. Lavish is there. Shot through. Shot will go through. Look at the passing play. DePaul even up 6 goals and now 7. Relentless in their attack, and with their goal-scoring ability, look at that clean play.
I mean, it's who DePaul is right here, and yeah, that's all I can say. It's just DePaul, man. Just the communication they have with each other is outstanding. They have built a chemistry like none other. For NBA fans, it's like a Jordan Pippen and Rodman connection with these three here, especially with that defense right there. I mean, it's just crazy how they're playing right now. They're playing like they want to play in a championship game right now, and it's not even the season yet.
Yeah, they are fighting for a championship. In all fairness, they are now fighting for the Vincentian Cup championship, as we will see a goal go through. Niagara University turns it into a Brazil. Oh no, I think they could have kept it 6-0. The Brazil is not always what you want to have. Nonetheless, they score, and that's a notable little bit for the squad. I got a question though. Is that going to help them next game? One goal is great, and it's a momentum goal at that, but are you going to be able to keep that momentum into the next game?
You know, I do question that too. I'm not quite sure if that goal's going to be enough. It may have just been like DePaul just kind of playing a little less safely there, and it was just an easier shot for past the Schnitzel, who has been pretty much the MVP for Niagara, especially here once again with the total score 282. I mean, 3 saves that last game as well, but I doubt DePaul's gonna let off easily on that last in that last game, and I don't think they're gonna do that in this game here, especially on that last possession. And I mean, first off, Lavish and Joseph here with 700s in the score, and I think it was Joseph that almost had 800. So they, once again, they're on a mission. They are ready to take the Vincentian Cup in this game in about, I don't know, another hour or so. But they got to get through this third game here, try to move on, and then also take on St. John's, and then possibly move on. But I mean, that's my pick there. And once again, Niagara, I think they went worse on the defense. I mean, allowing 7 goals, that's not really good. I mean, obviously that's pretty bad. So you gotta improve on that.
Yeah, they've not been looking good. A collective, 4-0 and 7-1 between our first 2 games. It's time for a comeback, and it's time for this really, really clean reverse sweep. It has to be. You cannot allow any goals coming through from DePaul, much less an opening goal, much less multiple at that. Niagara have had difficulties on the defensive end, but that's no discredit to DePaul, who have had amazing plays coming through. Passing opportunities have been massive for this squad, and now as we head into our possibly final game of this series, it's time for Niagara to show up. There's a ball off the corner, that's to the middle. Pass play forward, Black Wraith not quick enough, but still there. That pinch actually hurts the DePaul side, so now is the time for Niagara to come back into it, looking for something, but Black Wraith just fakes him out, and is going to look for more as well. There's the 50, and that's a ball into the midfield. Joseph with the fake, looking for more, no, is denied. What a save on the back line, still going to stay alive. Is they're actually going to get one? No, they don't!
Whoa.
Black Wraith is there!
That was close. That almost was an easy goal for Niagara, but Black Wraith said no. Now Joseph says no here. They have been just insane on defense all of a sudden. And wow. So usually we see DePaul on the offensive side, but defense, man, DePaul's got it too.
And I don't think DePaul is going to let up either side of their play. Black Wraith does miss a little bit, though, so that's going to be a challenging prospect for this DePaul side. Double commit there, so an even more challenging prospect, but Joseph is there as well. Black Wraith back the other way, looking for something, looking for a second tap, doesn't even get the dunk, as Past the Schnitzel keeps it out. We're still tied at 0 apiece. Nobody allowing the other or even earning themselves a goal. As you can see, look at this Niagara University. It seems like they've awoken a beast on this defensive side.
Yeah, oh my goodness. This is just a lot of back and forth. This is what we needed to see from Niagara. Just this fierce intensity on defense, and really now trying to transition that into offense. Hopefully Schnitzel's last goal really does carry momentum here for Niagara. It definitely has on the defense. It's just been back and forth and almost an amazing offensive play, but denied by, it was Joseph, I believe.
Yeah, Joseph continuing back the other way is denied yet again by Past the Schnitzel. Ball up now for Lavish, now forward. Joseph is there, cherry picking, but opts to just send themselves back to the ground. In the end, they would have been beaten nonetheless. So it's another offensive opportunity as Lavish looking for a shot. It's going to be a fake, but it will not matter. Birding plays does send it away, as does the remaining defense. As Swordbird turns it out just as quickly. We've reached halftime. This is the longest DePaul University has gone without scoring a goal, much less without having a very, very strong offensive opportunity. Yeah, they've had really good shots, but nothing that was comparatively good to their first and second game. I'm looking really, really favorably on Niagara University in this game.
Yeah, this is Niagara's chance to sneak behind and, just like you said, get that reverse sweep. They have been starving for that. And I mean, they've only had 1 goal in the last 2 games, so this Rocket League is won by a game of goals, and there's no ties like there are in soccer in Rocket League, because if there were ties, we'd be here forever. But either way, we are in for a real hay bale right here, as these 2 teams are just really struggling to get a goal.
What?
Both Lavish and Black Wraith especially. I don't know. The game works in mysterious ways.
Black Wraith is still hungry for a goal and won't get it either. Wow, off that top corner. That one will go through, though, as Joseph will put it in. Black Wraith credited with the assist. We all know it was a shot, but hey, a assist is an assist nonetheless. And that's another opener for DePaul. The bright side for Niagara is that they're only down by 1 and there's only 90 seconds left, so it's very easy to come back and force an overtime or just win it in regulation. But at that same point, there's also so little time to come back in this one.
Yeah, and we haven't seen a lot of the aerial game from DePaul in this game like we have in the previous 2, so I wonder if they're just chilling. They should probably go back to that, and there we go, as we see Lavish making a pass or making a shot from the air. Too bad it goes over back to Niagara's side of the offense possession. That's actually the DePaul side, but either way, they're trying to get something done with 1 minute remaining.
Trying to do whatever they can pull off. Pass the and still passing the ball forward, ironically comparatively to their name, but nonetheless, it's still an offensive opportunity for really both sides. Each of them have put through some counterattacks in this game, much better from Niagara compared to games 1 and 2. But we're down to the final 30 seconds. It's crunch time for the New Yorkers, looking for as much as they can get. Black Wraith sending the ball down. It goes out that top corner yet again. Joseph, another follow-up. This time it will not go through. Lavish is still there, though. The 50 back the other way. Look for Black Wraith, try to deny it. Swordbird looking for a centering pass, looking for even a shot here. It won't go in. Joseph with a little bit of help to clear the ball out back the other way. Final 15 seconds, and Pass the Schnitzel has to do something. Does absolutely nothing in the midfield. Joseph a pass. Lavish actually 50s his teammate, but it's down to the final 5 seconds, and at this point, I have to say, I think this one's over.
Maybe? Yep, it's over right there. No one's about to get that ball here. So, great win for DePaul. The first sweep of the day for them as they move on. Well, everyone moves on. What am I saying? So, Niagara's not out of it yet, but they'll have to take on St. John's. But it's kind of a tough loss here. They've played way better in this last game than they did in the previous 2. And just to say, the Niagara team, they have something in common with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They both lost as the Rams advanced into the NFC Championship. For all you sport heads out there, I just got the notification. But either way, the notification.
That's not how you say it.
Yeah, no, I'm from the Midwest, but even Midwesterners don't say it. Anyway, DePaul, great effort there. 3-0 win, and they've been doing games like that in the season, so it's no surprise to take on their Vincentian brother school and go another 3-0 over Niagara. So definitely a lot to work on here for Niagara, but they get to work on it in this next game against St. John's.
Yep, it's not over for Niagara. For all of you wondering what the schedule is, I believe we have it up, as I think we can show it. But yes, there we go. It will be Niagara up against St. John's when we come back. But if you want to see more DePaul University action, don't go anywhere. They'll be back and they'll play St. John's, who of course is coming up next at 7:30 for us, at least for the time being. That's it for our first best of 5. Don't go anywhere though. It's Niagara Esports and St. John's Esports when we come back.
I'm excited for the Vincentian Cup because I know that Vincentian values are a large part of what Niagara University is. So it's really awesome to have an entire esports event with schools of similar values.
That we really get to showcase the kind of like hard work that a lot of our players have been putting into, honing their passion for all of the games that they play, and creating it into like a really tangible, like a real skill that they're able to show off.
Excited to participate in the Vincentian Cup and be able to do what we all enjoy, which is play video games. But we are also doing that with other schools who share the same values and mission as us, which means we're all playing, but playing for the same purpose, which is to raise funds and to continue to support and maintain our Vincentian mission and values.
I'm really excited for the Vincentian Cup in terms of its competitive nature. At DePaul Rocket League, we have a bunch of new players that are fired up, ready to go, and this will give them the first opportunity possible to represent DePaul and get some W's for us.
Competing in this cup is a great time for us to network with the 2 other Vincentian schools in DePaul and St. John's. It's also the first time our League of Legends team gets to play this year.
Let's go, Niagara!
Let's go, Niagara. See you in December.
I'm really excited to see how this all plays out in December, so let's go Team DePaul.
Let's go DePaul!
Let's go St. John's University.
See you in December.
Here, we do what others don't.
Dream what others won't. Driven to leap forward, determined to always give back.
Here, we work where giants have played, where the connection of work and ethic is made.
A diverse community possessed with a passion
to know and grow and go and show the world we are prepared to change it. Here, we ask what must be done, for in doing we learn and earn success.
And you can get there from here.
DePaul University. Here, we do.
Define yourself. Will you impact the future? Will you lead the pack? Will you engage the world? Will you find the cure? Will you be the hope? So, will you? Come see how St. John students are changing the world every day. Visit us today.
We're back into our second best of 5 of the night. It's Niagara Esports up against St. John's, and we're back with the Vincentian Cup. Welcome back, by the way. My name is Time to Light. I am joined yet again by South Beach, and to kick things back underway, we saw Niagara have some issues. They looked much better in their third game, which should give them a decent bit of momentum and some morale boost going into this third one. But I got a question. St. John's. It's an unknown entity. It is a variable we're not aware of. What do you think?
Yeah, I think they're, pretty new to the EGF scene here in Rocket League, I believe. And honestly, there is a lot of issue. Well, I don't know how much issues they have here, but either way, the best way to figure out what St. John's is all about is that we just need to see what's going on with them, and yeah, we'll see what is going to happen here. So yeah, Niagara, we know what they're about, but let's see what they do.
Yeah, we only have this last game as our final game. Vincent and J Turbo will take over into the next series, which will be the final series in the round robin, and then of course they will have the grand final, so stick around for that. Those teams are not done. This is of course our schedule. DePaul has moved on. That is a guarantee. I'm not going to say a guarantee, but I'm pretty sure it's a guarantee. Considering they 3-0'd Niagara, it's difficult to lose a tiebreaker when you've 3-0'd somebody. But nonetheless, we'll see how it goes between St. John's and Niagara. I'm looking at St. John's to really come out swinging. They should have seen how this Niagara team played, assuming they kept an eye on the broadcast. And the exploit that you're really looking for if you are playing Niagara is those passing lanes. Passing plays are extremely difficult for Niagara to catch up to because the rotations, in all fairness, just were not there. I'd like to see it change, especially as we get into the EGFC season, but as of right now, it's a little bit of weakness, and if you're a team playing up against that, that's what you have to exploit. On the other side, Niagara, just speed. That's really all it comes down to. Some tips from Lightning McQueen may come into play. Here's speed, I am speed. Just sit in the back, just embody it yourself, and you're good to go. But I'm looking at Niagara to come out of the gates swinging. That's their way back into this. That's their way back into the tournament, because if they can take on St. John's here and get a win, hopefully 3-1 or 3-0, then when DePaul plays St. John's, then Niagara may have a shot back into it, and they'll have some momentum possibly going into the finals. But that I think is the only way we see that happening. Unfortunately, if Niagara lose here, then that's their guarantee that they are out, and St. John's and DePaul technically don't even have to play next game. They can if they please, but it's a question of how it may go. It seems like the teams are ready. I believe we are as well. So, without further ado, another best of 5, our second of the night. And no, I lied. It's 30 seconds. I happen to be incorrect. Nonetheless,
it'll be shortly either way. So, I like to just give the words and not the actual numbers, but it's all right. So. But either way, yeah, if we saw Niagara, they absolutely got hornswoggled by DePaul, so they definitely want to probably, I bet they're really, really hungry after that beatdown DePaul gave them. But when you mentioned the passing plays, that definitely has to change for the guys in purple. Yep, and it is in purple well, no, they're in red, but it's all right. So Niagara in red, St. John's in white, but we'll see how this goes on. The passing plays that Niagara was getting beat by, it wasn't just on the ground, it was also on the air as well. They have just been going ballistic, and I was wrong. St. John's actually is in red and Niagara is in white, so that is my bad.
Yeah, Niagara will be on the opposing side this time. That's a good start for them at least, but I'd like to see if they can just have some speed about them. It will be back the other way as Pastor Schnitzel's looking for Swordbird, who has ball control, beats Primal, looking for a pass, but it is denied. Primal's looking back the other way, looking for something with that dominance. Nice flick over top, beats one, looking to demo the second, will do just that, but Swordbird's there to turn it away, and Niagara University do not give up the opener, at least not just yet. There's a passing play as past the Schnitzel, actually gets the ball passed to them. Nonetheless, it's not a goal just yet. Minute gone, nobody putting one in the back of the net.
Yeah, already this is just kind of a defensive stalemate between these two schools right here. We see a lot of you're seeing some air movement from Niagara here. We haven't seen that in the last game, so St. John's is going to have to match that somehow in the air. And speaking of scoring, Primal gets St. John's on the board first, and that's a sight that haunts Niagara, especially from the last game.
Jader with that pass across, or really backwards, I suppose. Nonetheless, it's St. John's with the opener, and it's another question mark on the Niagara defense. It has been good, at least so far in this one, but Jader has boosted and has the ball. Oh no, off the post goes that defender. It's past the Schnitzel to go off that corner, but it's just a question. I gotta say, Niagara, you have to show up, and it has to be quick. The comeback needs to happen now, or the morale is just gone where it stands.
Yeah, that was Schnitzel in the goal. I think he had the best shot opportunity, but I think I don't know if he was trying to adjust or jumped a little too early to try to stop that ball. I wasn't quite sure what was going on, but that was just an easy goal for St. John's. So 2-0, 2-0 for St. John's. They're feeling pretty good about themselves, and they've been itching to play some Rocket League, watching the other two schools go at it first.
Yeah, Primal gets the ball through, though, looking to send it to the corner and then to the middle if they can get to it. No, it's a double commit coming through from St. John's. This ball does go back the other way. Justin in that corner denies it and 50s it away. Primal up now, looking to clear the ball, but misses. Everybody seemingly does. Justin looks for a demo, does not get it, and past the Schnitzel, passes the ball across. Jader back the other way. And you got a question now, St. John's. What are the decision-making here? What is the decision-making here? Because I'm questioning what the heck they're trying to do.
Yeah, it is kind of questionable. I think they're just playing a little less conservatively and trying to be a little bit aggressive. I mean, they're up 2-0, so they kind of have the freedom to just try to experiment with some plays, try to get some cool trick plays and offense going for them, especially that one. Just in time for Steam. I'm impressed I was able to just read that off the bat. But, just stuff like that. I mean, it's not the fanciest Rocket League play we've seen, but I think they're trying to just be aggressive and experiment.
Hey, I am no very good expert Rocket League player. I can analyze the game as much as I please, but a goal is a goal in the end of the day, and St. John's have 3 of them. Niagara without one thus far, and actually without one through 3.5 games of play already tonight. It's time for them to come back, and I got a question again. Where's their offense? They haven't had really any of one throughout this night, and it needs to come through soon. There's no time like the present, as I've said before, but they just have not come through with that offensive pressure. They haven't forced mistakes on the defensive sides of St. John's nor DePaul thus far, and it has to happen. That's the best way to put a goal in the back of the net, is to force an issue, or force the issue, I suppose. They have not done anything of the sorts, especially with Primal just being able to sit in the back there and wait for their own push to happen.
Yeah, you know the saying, defense wins championships, but scores help you win games. So I don't think the scores win games is a saying, but that's just a fact. So yeah, Niagara really have been struggling trying to get a goal out, and they just really have not found that answer. And it's sad that it's kind of taking them 4 games now to try to figure out a goal, and they've only come away with one in the past 2. Like,
yeah,
they need to figure something out.
Yeah, I was mistaken. I did say no goals through 4.5 games. I was wrong. They did have that 7-1 finish in game 2, but even then, it's a goal in a game where your opponent's got 7. Jader does get a nice 50, but it's turned back the other way. Swordbird's up just in time for Steam. Looking for something back the other way, does get a 50 up, but it's turned back yet again. Here's some offensive pressure, and there's a goal. Niagara University, with 39 seconds left, do put one in the back of the net and do bring the score within 2, but they need 2 more, and within 40 seconds, it's such a challenging time to do so. It's the most chaotic time of a game, and they have to have some speed behind it.
Yeah, that was a great sneaky play. Speaking of sneaky, missing the goals, trying to fool each other, I don't think so. But either way, that was Swordbird trying to sneak around Primal. I don't think Primal was expecting that play to happen. But either way, they just need more goals like that and more plays like that to try to figure something out.
Final 15, and it's just, I feel like it's just a formality at this point. I was a little premature in saying, hey, this game's over in Game 3 of our previous series, but with 4 seconds left and time continuing to tick off the clock, Pass to Schnitzel actually looks for it, but is denied. Primal will put it back, and I got a question. Is Niagara even going to get a game tonight? St. John's will take game number 1 of this series. Niagara now with 4 straight losses. St. John's looking strong. To say the least, they're looking strong, and I feel like Niagara on the other side either have some speed with a comeback, or it's time to just send it, I suppose.
Yeah, it's trending in the wrong direction for Niagara right now. We see, especially with St. John's defense here, you see Primal, especially with those 4 saves, or St. John's, totally forgot the name of their school, my bad. But, he's been getting it done on the defensive side, and especially if you're going up against a school like Niagara, who just really, their only goal came from a blowout loss against DePaul, who's basically just giving him a free one right there. So really just need to figure out a way to communicate better and try to, pass a little bit better effectively and trying to find the wide open shots. You just got to focus on the ball and where it's at and try to position yourself in a goal situation where it doesn't have to be a fancy goal. It's just gotta throw the defense off and then just take your shot. That's how Rocket League works. It's just throwing off defenses.
Yeah, and you're going to have some speed behind your offense if you want to throw off those defenses. Niagara already down 1-0 as St. John's show up in game 1 when they need to, and it's time for a comeback. If you're a Niagara fan, give us some love in chat. Give them some love. They could really use it at this point. But St. John's looking strong, and they're looking to continue with that show of strength. Across the goal goes Vincentian. That was dangerous. Nonetheless, St. John's stay forward, and they keep up with this offensive pressure. There's a shot coming through. It's actually a pass. Looking for a shot now is Primal, but that's denied. Niagara with some defensive stands. Looking good, at least starting off here in game number 2.
Yeah, they've definitely had some flashes on the defensive side. They've been, especially in that last game where they held DePaul to only 1 goal. Again, losing that game. But, they've definitely had those times. Passius Nichol for Niagara has been pretty good on the defensive side, but at the end of the day, you just need to convert those plays into offense. And right now, as they're on this offensive possession, this is their chance to try to pass it to each other and get something going here. Instead, they just turn it over.
I think that was supposed to be a back pass, both players in that back corner, but both of them, I think, trying to get boost or just having a committee meeting in the backside of their defensive half. I don't know. I'm not going to lie to you. I have no clue. Nonetheless, it's now back the other way. Primal to a teammate. It's just in time for Steam looking for something, but no, Primal actually has to get a bump there. Vincentian, now with ball possession, has just in time for Steam for support. And now, Vincentian's just looking for an attacking opportunity. There's a pass, trying to interrupt the defensive rotations. It will not happen, but nonetheless, the offensive pressure stays through. Primal is denied, though, as Schnitzel does deny them in the back line, and there is that defense that we've been looking for from Niagara. They're finally showing up here in game number 2.
Absolutely, yep. 3:10 left to play, and it's 2 goose eggs for the score here. No one's really getting anything done here, but defense has been really better. I think that's what Niagara really wants to do. However, I think St. John's defense, especially in that last game, with Primal's 4-save performance, that's just going to be kind of a mountain to climb to try to get past the defensive looks they give Niagara. So, got to find a way to just convert some offense. I mean, that's easier said than done, but, not a lot of aerial movements have been happening in this game, so that might be something we need to see.
Not taking to the air, just like DePaul didn't in game number 3, but I think Niagara need to be the ones to send themselves sky high, preferably with the ball in hand, but look at that shot. That's almost a shot. Nonetheless, it will not go in. Primal has to 50 it back the other way. Vincentian will send themselves up the wall and send the ball forward. No one there to receive, though, for the St. John's Esports side, so it's just a little bit of a turnover. There's Vincentian up, looking for a pass down, now looking for a shot. It's denied, just in time for Steam. Cannot put it in. Primal can, though. though, and St. John's will open up the scoring yet again and take a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, that was a great. I think Steam intentionally wanted to shoot that, but it turns into a nice off the backboard assist for him, so he'll get a stat either way. But a great, just great movement on the ball and just not giving up on the play is what St. John's did right there. So they're up by 1. So now it's Niagara's turn to try to figure out a way to get a goal. They have just been hungry for that goal, so hopefully they'll get it in this game here.
Well, they need to start by not giving up as many. Defense will win you championships. Unfortunately, they have not had the offense wins you games part of that saying. Primal will send the ball across. Steam is not there to put it through, though, as it is denied, and Schnitzel actually kind of had a bump there. Nonetheless, it's a denial of rotations, and that's the first step to scoring, as you need to interrupt just about everything you can on this defensive side. Biganjator, though, across to Primal. Primal looking for a shot, side flips across, and there's your interruption of offense. It may not matter, though. Past the Schnitzel has to play some strong defense on the back line. Primal across, sends it to the wall, but there's that offense that we really have not seen from St. John's. A little bit of mistakes on this side. Biganjator not able to get that double tap, and Primal now has to just slow things down. And against this Niagara University side, you need to have some speed about you. There's some speed on the defensive side as Steam keeps it away, but it's minute amounts, and well, with small rooms for error, you have to have this very, very consistent side of play. St. John's, a little bit more with that, but I feel like I'm looking more at DePaul, especially going into the next one. Niagara, it's the final 30 seconds. It's another round of, hey, we have to score or we're just not going to get anything out of this game.
Yeah, it definitely is trending towards DePaul and St. John's in the championship. But the defense of what we're seeing from St. John's, once again, I think it's pretty good, but when we see him go up against DePaul, I think that's going to change, especially how DePaul's just been scoring like crazy, like a bat out of a cave. Can't really say that the one word, I don't think, but either way, I'm going to be safe. But St. John's taking game number 2 here, and once again, Primal taking that MVP vote for the team out of just a goal, but, definitely the defense is there for Niagara. You can just reference the save stat for Schnitzel on the top just to see how their defense has been doing. So it's just the offense. That's pretty much what we've been saying all day here. That offense is missing from Niagara. They just need to figure out ways to get open and just pass to each other into like goal situations. If you line up on man, also demos, that's going to be a really good key to try to expose the defense. If you demo a player, they're going to get reset. So you get a little split second to get that wide open shot after you take a demo, and then that's how you score. So that's just my coaching advice. This is from a casual Rocket League player, but they just need to figure something out, and the time is now.
Well, as I've said before, and I will most likely say hundreds of more times, there is no time like the present. And at the present time, Niagara need 3 straight games to keep themselves in contention for that finals spot. If they do indeed lose this game, we will know who plays in the finals. I do believe we will play that final round of the round robin nonetheless, because, hey, why not? These teams came to play our round robin. Why not give it to them? It will be St. John's and DePaul next, but we're not done with this. Niagara are still alive and still looking for some offensive opportunities. There's a nice touch forward, though. Pass to Schnitzel, has to play defense on that one, and is already 50'd on the back line. Gets the boost, but there's a pass across. Is anybody there? The answer, not at all. Steam sends it to the corner, though, so this offensive pressure from St. John's is not done just yet, especially with that pass through. Unfortunately, for the St. John's side, Burning Plays is indeed there, and that's the offensive opportunity denied. This time, not so much. Ooh. That goes out the crossbar and is sent away by Swordbird. Somehow, Niagara stay and keep this St. John's side at 0, but it's so close, and like I've said before, there are so small margins for error. I got a question, can Niagara hang?
They have to try. I mean, if they don't hang here, then they're they're just going straight home, basically. So this is their time. They need to score some goals. They need to flip the script, and they need to show everyone they are the real deal. But St. John's is going to do the exact same thing as we see on this goal here. Just in time for Steam. Gets a backboard, and then Primal gets it off the backboard to Begone Jader. So that's just teamwork. That's what I call teamwork right there. Just passing to each other until someone is open for that goal.
You love to see the three-man passing plays, nonetheless, but you hate to see it up against Niagara, who have had some issues, to say the least here, and that's a nice offensive play, but it's turned back around. Primal towards Steam. Steam with a full head of it, forward and back the other way. Primal now in a good position, but Begone Jader steals the ball away. That's going to go off the backboard, but no, pass to Schnitzel in a good position, denies the room, at least for the time being. Schnitzel forward yet again. Can Steam get up? The answer, yes! Somehow keeps it away, at least for the time being. But Niagara are not done. There's still this offensive pressure coming through. Oh no, the boost was denied though. It's been taken away by St. John's, and the rotations are there. There's a shot. It'll go off the ground. It'll go off the backboard, but it is denied by Pastor Schnitzel. Again, with defensive prowess on the back line. Schnitzel has been the brick in the wall that Niagara's defense needs.
Yeah, it's hard to get past the Schnitzel. I see what I did there. But it is definitely, he's definitely been the defensive MVP for Niagara, but that's not much to show if you're not getting anything done on offense. And I bet he's just dying to try to get another goal off here, try to get some offense going for his team. So with 2:18 left to play, this is kind of their best chance, and you kind of see him already move back to goal, try to get a defensive stop.
Pastor Schnitzel looking for an offensive opportunity yet again, but is denied. 50 away and back the other way it goes. Burning plays, looking for something out, but cannot get it. Steam is there to deny it, and I'm looking at this scoreline, and there's no way in yet another game Niagara can lose by just that 1 goal margin. This would be the 3rd time it's happened, and it's gotta hurt if you are Niagara. Unfortunately, St. John's has been very, very strong on their defensive side. There's an opportunity, but it's denied as nobody's there quick enough. Pastor Schnitzel sends it off that corner. Begone Jader wins the 50, going straight up, trying to beat Burning Plays, does just that. It's now down for Primal, looking for a shot, but is denied by Pastor Schnitzel on the defensive line yet again. But it's not over just yet. Primal looking for something towards the middle, looking for a goal, even gets it alone. That's all you need. St. John's with yet another goal, and I feel like with the offense we've seen from Niagara, that may just be the nail in the coffin for their Vincentian Cup.
Yeah, and that nail was just a love tap from Primal. Just a great, great position he was in with that ball ahead of him, and then goalie was not able to stop. So that could be it for Niagara right here, unless they miraculously just score 3 goals in less than a minute. Try to do something, and oh my goodness. Let's see what happens.
It's close, but unfortunately close will give you no cigar. Pastor Schnitzel, though, looking for a redirect. Does get it, but not into the goal. Final 50 seconds. It is time ticking off the clock as Burning Plays sends the ball forward just in time for Steam. Sending it forward just the same. Here's Primal. There's out that corner, and here's an offensive opportunity. Primal, no! Oh no, Burning Plays in the air, gets the flip reset, not the touch you need. I think this one's over.
Yeah, it's looking like St. John's gets a sweep on Niagara. So Niagara taking 2 sweeps back to back. Not something they want, but this is going to be a day where they really just evaluate what happened against the other 2 Vincentian schools here, and they'll take it to the season and see if they can flip it around. A flip reset, if you will.
They're going to look for it. Maybe a half flip and a 180 back the other way. Nonetheless, Niagara unfortunately dropped 2 series in a row, a total of 6-0. So we know who our 2 grand finalists will be in our final matchup, but we've not reached that point just yet. St. John's will take it 3-0, and they will do so in a little bit of a less goal differential fashion than we saw from DePaul, but they will still have to play DePaul. That will be our final round of the round robin, and it's our final setup. I want to look at how quickly St. John's can show up against DePaul, but South Beach, I want to get final thoughts. That it wasn't a great showing from Niagara in either series, but they had some good defense. That's the one strong thing. The unfortunate thing is they really didn't turn it into much offense. It was really prevent defense instead of turn it into offense defense, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. I know what you mean. You know, defense does win championships, but if you're not getting any scores to show for it, then what good is defense for you? I mean, you just got to really figure out a way to just get open. And I think there just wasn't as much passing for Niagara, because when we see DePaul and when we see St. John's, especially in this game, they pass like crazy. So, you know, I think it starts with passing. You just got to work on passing, and then you can work on those shots, because you don't get wide open unless you pass to your teammate. So this is definitely going to be a time for Niagara to reevaluate. But St. John's and DePaul, that's going to be a game to watch here.
Yep. There is still one final game in this round-robin series. St. John's Esports and DePaul Esports still yet to play each other. They've both played one game, and they've both won it. We'll see who takes that home team seed heading into our final matchup of the night. But that's going to do it for both me and South Beach. Coming back when we do is Vincent and J Turbo with that St. John's and DePaul game. But don't go anywhere. This time it's going to be a little bit of a longer break. That game will start around 7:30 Eastern, but we'll be back when they are. We'll see you then.
I'm excited for the Vincentian Cup because I know that Vincentian values are a large part of what Niagara University is. So it's really awesome to have an entire esports event with schools of similar values.
That we really get to showcase the kind of like hard work that a lot of our players have been putting into, honing their passion for all of the games that they play, and creating it into like a really tangible, like a real skill that they're able to show off.
Excited to participate in the Vincentian Cup and be able to do what we all enjoy, which is play video games, but we are also doing that with other schools who share the same values and mission as us, which means we're all playing, but we're playing for the same purpose, which is to raise funds and to continue to support and maintain our Vincentian mission and values.
I'm really excited for the Vincentian Cup in terms of its competitive nature. At DePaul Rocket League, we have a bunch of new players that are fired up, ready to go, and this will give them the first opportunity possible to represent DePaul and get some W's for us.
Competing in this cup is a great time for us to network with the two other Vincentian schools in DePaul and St. John's. It's also the first time our League of Legends team gets to play this year.
Let's go Niagara!
Let's go Niagara. See you in December.
I'm really excited to see how this all plays out in December, so let's go Team DePaul.
Let's go DePaul!
Let's go St. John's University.
See you in December.
Hello, Blue Demons. Joe and I want to wish you the best of luck as you head into the Vincentian Cup.
We're excited to follow your progress and can't wait to see all those wins.
You know, I used to be quite the gamer back in the day. Maybe I should try out for the team.
That's true. But I think today's games are a bit more advanced than Defender or Robotron. Maybe you should brush up on your skills first.
Good point. We will be cheering for you, Blue Demons. Make us proud.
And have fun.
Go Blue Demons!
Hi everybody, I'm Bill Newton. I'm the Assistant Director of Campus Activities here at Niagara.
Hi, I'm Courtney. I serve as the Director for Student Involvement in Esports at DePaul University in Chicago. I'm really excited for us to come together for the Vincentian Cup because I think that it's a really unique opportunity to bring these three schools together because of our common mission. We're the only three universities in the country, DePaul, Niagara, and St. John's, that are threaded together because of that Vincentian mission.
This Vincentian Cup really presents a chance for our students and our university communities to come together, share our love of gaming, and also hope to raise some funds to benefit students within our universities who are in need. Here at Niagara, we have a student assistance fund called the Rendu Fund. So our Rendu Fund is housed in our campus ministry department, and it's used for students who need help just in a variety of different ways. You know, that could be everything from just everyday type supplies and toiletries to helping to purchase bus tickets, train tickets, or even plane tickets to help get students home during the breaks.
Student Emergency Assistance Fund was designed to help students in crisis. Obviously, throughout the pandemic, there have been a number of different issues that our students have been facing that are new and different that they haven't had to deal with before. We've been talking with students who have dealt with food insecurity, housing issues, technology issues, and so many other things. So the Student Emergency Assistance Fund is in place to help those students through those times of crises. So the Vincentian Cup is also going to be a live stream charity event. You can go to inspire.depaul.edu to donate. There, any donation that you make is going to be divided 3 ways between all 3 institutions. So by donating, you'll be donating to DePaul, Niagara, and St. John's.
And game on, everyone, and let's go Niagara! Woo!
We hope that you enjoy the matches, watch the games, and consider donating if you're able. And let's go Blue Demons!
Hey there, it's Germ. Germ on the streets. I know, welcome back. It's the Vincentian Cup. Now let me show you a little something. Follow me inside. At these gaming setups, you can see our community gaming regularly and making some gaming gestures towards one another. Yeah, gaming. I am so excited to see my school compete. DePaul University in the Vincentian Cup. You know, Germ has been carrying these dubs on his back for far too... Ow! Within the Vincentian Cup, we display our Vincentian mission. We're going to talk about that in a little bit, but you know what? Vincentian mission, that means something very personal to myself and obviously to St. John's and Niagara University. Now, this whole event is about the Vincentian values. Now, what do they mean to me? They mean that a community gets to share some mutuality between one another. Doesn't matter what the feeling is, as long as it promotes the wellness and the well-being of one another, that is all that matters. You see it in the gaming center, you see it throughout DePaul, you see it in St. John's, you see it in Niagara. That's why we're all together. That's why we are here working on this. And you know what? It is such a unique opportunity for esports players to come together for 2 days. 2, not 1, but 2, and you're seeing it right now here on the stream. How do I know we were in a stream? 4th wall, baby. I broke it. Now, before we get into the rest of this event, I got a little message from some of our friends. So come follow me. No, you thought I was done. Nope, it's not over yet. Check this out. Hey, sir.
Hey, how's it going?
My name's Jeremy Bly for DePaul University Esports. Your name?
I'm Joey Pereira.
Joey Pereira. Haha. Got an Italian ring to it, if you know what I'm saying. So, Joey, we have here at DePaul University Vincentian values. Our boy Vinny like to say, what must be done? That guy, what must be done? A lot of things must be done, but you know what can we do to help represent our communities and help them feel welcomed in wherever they are? So what does that mission and what do those values mean to you?
Well, it's about building a sense of community, you know, making sure that everyone is staying healthy and safe and having a good time, but also, you know, just making sure we all feel like we're in this together.
Of course. And I'm feeling really together right now with Joey, Mr. Mr. P. Feeling pretty good with Mr. P, right? Yeah, he gets it. But I appreciate you coming on, Joey. I hope you have a great day, and it's fantastic interviewing you.
Yeah, thanks for interviewing me, man.
Of course, anytime.
All right.
Hello, sir. It's okay. It's great. Great to finally meet you. Your name?
You know, my name is Ibrahim Asso. Nice to meet you.
Oh, yeah, nice to meet you as well. Well, as you know, DePaul University has the Vincentian values. What must be done for the community? What must be done for your community? And what do those values mean to you?
Man, what must be done for the community is for everyone to be able to come together and stand up to be able to help those that are in need and be able to help those that need that sort of support, you know, because DePaul's the type of school that's able to help out everyone that's involved and help out like those who are in need, those who need to be like protected and everything, because it's not just for us, it's for everybody, you know? It's not just, even though this may be technically labeled as a private school, it's still like very much so rooted to the community and based on the community and its values. And if one person doesn't succeed, then everyone might as well not succeed, you know? So
that was a great response. That was so heartfelt. I got tears coming down my eyes.
Yeah,
but
I cannot see them.
Don't listen to them. But you know what? Thank you, Ibrahima, for coming along. Mm-hmm. You are a great guy. And you know what? Before I go, I'm going to do a little spin for the show. Hi, Kevin.
Hi, Jerem. How are you?
Hi, Kevin.
Hi, Jerem.
This is our good friend, Kevin Donnelly, as known as Tenacity on DePaul Esports, Valorant, and also represented in COD and Smash. How are you?
Valorant.
Valorant.
I don't play COD, but yes.
Yes.
Valorant.
Kevin. So, what do the Vincentian values mean to you?
So we're talking about what must be done, right?
What must be done?
Our mission here at DePaul, right? As Blue Demons, it's kind of our job to help anyone in need, be it in the DePaul community, Chicago community, or anywhere in the world where we can have our impact and kind of give back to the community, right? You know,
yeah.
We're very fortunate to be in a really nice part of Chicago, right? And it's kind of, we owe it to pay it forward.
What a nice guy. What a good guy. And you know what? With these matches today, you have Niagara, St. John's, DePaul Esports all competing together in both Overwatch and Rocket League. And you know what? If they win, we could have something really cool come in. Now, our good friend, Ibrahima from before, has a really cool gift that could totally be DePaul's if we win, right?
Absolutely. It's not on me right now, but just excuse me for a second while I whip this out.
Imagine we win. We can secure this belt. This belt will go to DePaul University. Just kidding. There is no belt. There is no prize. We're doing this for good fun and good competition. But we hope you enjoy the matches today. And so maybe I'll see you. Maybe you won't. But this has been Germ for the Vincentian Cup.
Define yourself. Will you impact the future? Will you lead the pack? Will you engage the world? Will you find the cure? Will you be the hope? So, will you? Come see how St. John students are changing the world every day. Visit us today.
Welcome everyone. Big spike Oreo. They have three really hard skills.
Here, we do what others don't.
Dream what others won't. Driven to leap forward, determined to always give back.
Here, we work where giants have played, where the connection of work and ethic is made.
A diverse community possessed with a passion
to know and grow and go and show the world we are prepared to change it. Here, we ask what must be done, for in doing we learn and earn success.
And you can get there from here.
DePaul University. Here we do.
Welcome back to the Vincentian Cup. I am Jay Turbo joined alongside Vincent as we've got, as stated, St. John's up against DePaul, but not in the pool play. We're going straight to championships.
That's right. You know, unfortunately, we had to say goodbye to Niagara, taking the L there, but that does lead the way to an exciting championship matchup here. When we were looking at kind of regular season statistics, these teams are pretty darn close to one another. St. John's 2-6, a little bit of a rough start. DePaul not much better at a 3-5 record for the fall split here at EGFC. So this best of five should be a good one, J Turbo.
Yeah, it certainly should be a good one. And I mean, you were bringing up how both of these teams sort of had really rough just sort of matchups in the first half of the season. You know, teams like Seton Hall, UTA, just really powerhouses, you know, consistent CRL contenders. And the fact is, they're still looking competitive against some of these teams. And that's always a good thing to bring into this finals of the Vincentian Cup.
Yeah, I want to kind of bring out specifically DePaul, the one that have had the most difficult time and the most difficult opponents when it comes down to it. You know, St. John's have had some difficult opponents as well, but they haven't had as good a showing. So for me, DePaul, they have a slight edge when it comes to this matchup, but I mean, really excited to see it come through because we haven't yet to see these two teams match up in the regular season, which means this is going to be a good tone setter as they get in towards that spring split.
Yeah, absolutely. Moving towards that spring split, you know, trying to make those pushes towards playoffs. Even if you are sitting at the bottom of the standings, maybe you just need this one win, one sort of title under your belt to get those gears turning, get the wheels moving forward. So very, very excited that we're able to bring this matchup to you all. And remember, this is part of the Vincentian Cup series. And of course, there's also the intention behind the Vincentian mission to, donate, help students in need. So remember, there is the command !donate in chat for if anyone, oh, it's not this year. My mistake. Thank you, producer, for letting me know. In the run of show, it said something else, but don't worry. We'll be getting into this amazing matchup very, very soon.
Yeah, and well, here's the good thing, right? You get into a position where you're able to, play for some, less stakes. We'll just say in a cup like this, get some games under your belt, get back into things, get prepared, and I think it really sets you up for success as you get back into some of those very, very high impact games in the regular season that are coming up. It starts early February, if I'm not mistaken. So I love that St. John and DePaul and Niagara, for that matter, unfortunately taking the losses, still getting those games and reps under their belt. That is just the extra crack as they move in.
Yeah, exactly. Getting that extra practice, extra experience under your belt in those high pressure situations is what matters, as I believe we are going to be getting into game very, very shortly. And I just can't wait to get into it. As here is the finals of the Vincentian Cup. We've got the cars on the pitch. Paul versus St. John's. Out to kick things off.
Indeed. Here we go. Kickoff. And it's Beeg and Jader going to be one of the ones to look out for. Lavish as well for DePaul. So make sure to keep your eyes appraised.
Yes, absolutely. Let me see. Gone. Looking to help set up from his team. Primal getting challenged by Joseph as DePaul really keeping this ball in the first 20 seconds in that St. John's half.
Doing a fantastic job at it. That's a good shot from Lavish, but there is players back in order to get the clear. But the clears, they haven't been perfect. They really have just been back to DePaul, where they've been able to continue to apply that pressure.
Yeah, they have been putting on some incredible pressure as Joseph just missing. Not able to strike first blood in this championship matchup. Looks like maybe a bit of a double commit out of St. John's, but will be able to, I think, regain that possession, although Black Wraith looking to bring it back for DePaul, as it is just holding St. John's to their own half.
Yeah, that's been the problem, right? St. John's really needs to be precise, and that's a nice shot that's going to be defended once again, but the precision with these clears, they have to be better from St. John's. There's just no doubt about it.
Yes, absolutely. And the trouble is the more time you spend in your half, the tougher it is to break out because you're lower on boost. You're not going to have those resources, but now an opportunity, it seems, for St. John's is they're finally able to break out of their own half.
Yeah, but look, immediately, St. John's is okay with just sitting there and waiting. for DePaul to bring the ball back towards them, and that's not going to be a good long-term strategy as we see a couple of demos coming through on a side.
Yeah, a bit of a dogfight and close off the post. Joseph not able to knock it in, as it looks like Primal setting up for something. Goes for the center, back to Gun, and can't quite work out as Black Wraith going to turn on to that DePaul offense, and Joseph bringing us our first goal of the game.
Well placed, by the way, this shot, and ultimately it just a miss here from Justin by the looks of it, as no one else was really back in position to find that ball and defend it for St. John's. So the ball looking good here. This is game 1 of the best of 5, so gotta keep everything in mind that regardless of the outcome of this first game, still a lot to play with.
Still certainly plenty of Rocket League to play, and Primal quickly answering back, finding a hole in the DePaul defense.
That's exactly what it was. It's just a whole nice aggression on that ball. That's something that you and I were talking about here, is that St. John, they really have not done a good job of aggressing on the midfield. That time they do, and they get a huge goal off of it.
Yeah, and Joseph following up off of an awkward kickoff. Black Wraith setting things up in the air, but it's straight over to be gone as Lavish able to prevent the St. John's attack. But now Primal nearly there, but can't send everyone forward because Joseph's going to take advantage and send it right back to your side.
That's the difficulty when you're playing so aggressively in towards the opposing side of the pitch, is that you leave your goal wide open. That's why it's so important to rotate players, and only ever having two guys forward is really, really impactful. This time it's St. John's to get punished.
Yeah, focusing on that third man back, and we're already seeing St. John's looks like they're adjusting some of their positioning, but we'll see how that works out as Joseph with a miss, and it opens things up for St. John. It's DePaul really living on by that post, keeping them alive.
That was a dangerous ball. Never want to be crossing your own net. And, well, speaking of which, there's another dangerous ball. This time, though, St. John's able to clear it out and keep control. But Primal, still Joseph, in an attempt to take that away, but unsuccessful.
Yeah, unsuccessful. Justin with a very, very nice read from the backboard is now Lavish, trying to keep this attack alive for DePaul. Nice pre-flip, but Begon will be able to clear that one away. Joseph here, keep the attack alive, goes for the shot. Justin is ready.
What a nice lane to find there. It was nearly going to go through. Nobody was able to get there. The last man. Either way, I love the adjustments that St. John's have done, basically playing so much more offensively in the second half of this game.
Like this offense, but still got to have your defense, as it looks like a little bit of too much passive play in the goal line meant that this goal could just sink right in.
Yeah, and I thought that Justin was in position to actually play the defender there, which is why I wasn't super worried about it, but I guess he just didn't have the boost to work with or wasn't at the right angle. Either way, it means DePaul is up by 2 with just 90 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and that 2-goal marker, sort of that security goal, means that they can be freed up to do a lot more, and Joseph nearly making it a 3-goal lead. It's now just in time, and the rest of the St. John squad trying to break out of their own half, but Lavish isn't letting it happen.
Yeah, this is kind of back to the big problems we saw in the first opening minute of this game, where DePaul were really hammering St. John's and making it difficult to get out of their half of the field. Finally, a big clear allows for something to get started for St. John's.
Yeah, I think one of the troubles is, though, for St. John's is when they make those big clears, they often don't necessarily have the follow-up, as Black Wraith keeping a dangerous ball away from St. John's, and now straight back over to Justin. St. John's will try to put together a possession as Lavish just too quick. And it feels like DePaul is just a little bit faster to the ball.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And it's decision-making. That's what I want to kind of buckle down on, is that DePaul's decision-making is just a little bit quicker, and that's what's making the difference.
It certainly is, as Joseph. Oh, nice midfield pass between Lavish and Joseph, just right off the mark. That post really being the fourth defender, as now a little bit of chaos, as finally Justin will be able to clear that one away. But 3-1 scoreline is looking rough for St. John's, as DePaul look very, very strong in this first game as the seconds tick down and try to set up one final offense for DePaul. But I think both teams are just going to let this ball drop and call it a game. Well, maybe Justin has a different idea.
Well, regardless, this game is going to be DePaul's, no matter how you look at it. And indeed, we're going to confirm it's the 3-1 score line. And, you know, the problem for that St. John's ran into here is that they got down, and they got down early. They had to really adjust to how they were playing in order to even have a chance on the offensive side of the ball. And we saw it really opened themselves up to aggressive shots and just any on target shot from the opposing side of the pitch. It was difficult to contend with. And St. John's are really going to have to do a better job of rotating themselves in towards the offense when they get those opportunities, unless we continue to see DePaul dominate.
Yeah, I mean, if DePaul are as tight as they have been on some of their rotations, keeping it clean, keeping it clutch, I really think it's going to be hard pressed for St. John's to find an opening. But I think if they can speed up their play, maybe challenge DePaul a little more aggressively, even on defense, it could be a way forward, as both teams will be readying up very, very soon for that next game. And are there any other adjustments you think St. John's can make, or is it more a matter of can they play DePaul's style, or is DePaul just going to run away with it?
Well, I think that, when you talk about decision-making and everything, it's hard to make that adjustment in real time. So I don't think it's realistic to ask St. John's to just make decisions faster, because it's just not going to happen. What I do think they can do is get the communication on point. There was a couple times where it seemed like some of these clears, they didn't have a plan in place. Have a plan and actually commit to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Those intention touches, so much of what competitive Rocket League is all about. As Begon sending it straight over to Lavish. Looks like Black Wraith trying to pass it back down. A third man back, not far back enough, as Begon nearly picking up an opening goal for St. John's.
This is already just a little bit better. Now, granted, they still have some of those same issues, but clearly St. John's have had a conversation during that time we were having our discussion about how they could adjust and how they could change things up.
Yeah, and Primal first to the ball. Lavish beat to it as now Black Wraith goes down, but Joseph doesn't care. One-man army gets past 3.
Yeah, precisely it. One-man army. First try doesn't quite get there, but Primal can't actually make that secondary touch, and Beacon Jador was too far away, which means that the ball, in just under a minute, had picked up that opening score and take the lead once more.
Yeah, and this is looking good for DePaul. They've been in control for most of this game, and I mean, when you've got individual outplays like the one Joseph just had, it makes life that much more difficult for St. John's, as Joseph just goes for a shot on the corner. Easy save for Justin. Now Begon not with the boost needed to carry that ball all the way down.
What? Oh my goodness.
Black Wraith. What an angle.
That's just dirty, isn't it? Nice touch there by Lavish, but even better from Black Wraith. The combination play working just wonderfully for DePaul, and what was 1 is now 2, and it is still within that first 2 minutes. So the first half of this game not even gone, and we're at that 2-0 lead.
Yeah, it's looking really good for DePaul. I mean, most of the time I like to consider the first game sort of feeling each other out, having both teams feel each other out. Now it looks like DePaul is comfortable, and they're going for some of those more aggressive, some of those spicier plays, as Begon forced to prevent another one of those insane angles from going in.
I mean, that's got to be the highest level play we've seen in this game thus far, in this series, rather, for sure. And if DePaul continue to do things like that, I mean, it's going to be difficult. But with that, Primal maybe making adjustments, right? Okay, if we can't beat them, let's just try to get a little bit more aggressive. Try to play some of these demo games, and maybe that can help us out.
Oh, but with precision like that from Lavish, gonna be difficult. We're gonna have to get demos on everybody to make it work.
Fortunately, that's not so realistic, and yeah, what a touch by Lavish. I talked about Lavish as one to watch, and that's the reason. The heads-up play to be in position to make that goal is simply phenomenal.
And I mean, that angle alone is still really, really tough to pull off, especially in what can be a high-pressure situation of a final series, as now backboard not cleared off, but Begon still able to make it work. He's going for the wave dash, trying to get some momentum. Primal unsure where to put that ball, and it just gets slid between 2 DePaul players and back over to St. John's possession. Bit of a dangerous ball now.
I think Lavish got a little bit of a boot on that one, and that helped out. Justin going to be able to get clear for the time being, but all of these are so dangerous, and that's the reason. Black Wraith putting the balls right in front of the net, and Lavish is able to close it.
And what was even better about that play is it looked like you have to try and cover both players, and in the end, you can't cover either, as DePaul break open to a 4-0 lead just the first half of this second game.
That's an important point, right? You said, it looks like you have to cover both players. The reality is you just need to play the ball there, and that's such a difficult thing to do.
It really is so difficult to play the ball there when it feels like one small touch could be enough, and
it is.
Black Wraith keeping it going, just keeping that speed alive.
I mean, talk about the angles, right? Talk about hard angles to hit a goal. That's a hard angle right there, isn't it?
That is.
Turbo. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my. I mean, that is so tight to get it in just that right corner. As now St. John's, I think, scratching their heads, or maybe just need to tighten up, keep their mentals in check, because sometimes that's the toughest part of a series where you start to go down.
Yeah, it seems like once St. John's kind of loses, any sort of momentum, it's a struggle, and well, they definitely struggle to get it back. The good news is, well, they have at least one more game here to work with. With a minute 45 and a 5-goal deficit, it's a very tall task to come back.
It is very difficult to come back from, but I mean, we've seen some good moments out of them. I'd like to say that, right before that first goal hit from DePaul, St. John's was looking a lot better than game one, but now it feels like DePaul are making adjustments on the fly and getting around what St. John's is trying to do.
100%. I'm feeling the same way, and it also feels like DePaul has literally leveled up between game one and game two. That's the other problem. Every single touch seems phenomenal, and there's just not anything to meet it at that same level from St. John's.
Yeah, and what I'm really loving to see is how tight these rotations are, how it feels like they're really closing the space that St. John's can work with, leaving them boost starved, forcing out these really sort of wild, just booming clears they can't do much with.
That's exactly right. Those booming clears have just been a problem all game long, all series long, in all reality, as Joseph tees up another one, nearly going in.
Yeah, nearly making that one work. Couldn't quite get the power, as Lavish following this through the air for the first semi-dangerous ball for St. John's, but maybe they don't have the air power, as Lavish forced to backflip, save that ball, as here comes the center, and just in time, setting up for Be Gone. St. John's showing some fight in them.
Some fight, yes, but here's the big problem. It took everyone, J-Turbo. This was a full commitment from St. John's, and it took all three players taking a shot at that goal in order to find just one success. 30 seconds, or less than 30 seconds left. DePaul certainly have game two. Game three is going to have to be much better for St. John's.
Yeah, game three is going to have to look better. I mean, we saw that they can put together a couple plays, but I mean, when DePaul can have such beautiful intention touches going all the way across the field, it's very difficult to come back from, as this ball just has to drop one more time, and DePaul take this to 2-0 over St. John's.
This one in 5-1 fashion as well. DePaul looking very, very strong. Everyone getting involved with a goal as well for DePaul. Nice to see. So the question now becomes, right? DePaul up by 2 games. It's now match point. It's championship point. There's no more, no more second chances here. And you got to think, okay, what can St. John's do better? There was a word that you mentioned there, J Turbo. I want to go back to it. You said intention touches. And that is exactly what I think is most lacking for St. John's in this game. It is lack of intention with not only their touches in general, but with their clears and with their long-term plan. Okay, how are we going to get from point A to point B, and then towards the goal? That's what St. John's needs to adjust.
Yeah, it feels like maybe they just need a little more coordination. And on that play that we saw them find their only goal of the game, it felt like everything was intention. They had a great clear to the top, to right above the net, have it drop straight down, and it worked really nicely. But it took, 4.5 minutes to get there and have that one really well-structured play. And it feels like DePaul is just really strangling them and preventing them from being able to, step out onto the field and make those plays possible.
Yeah, it has to feel like you're losing the air in your throat when you're stuck on the one side of the pitch, right? If you're just stuck on your side, you can't ever get out of that defensive back and forth that we've seen so often. DePaul force on the St. John's. It gets frustrating, and I think that creates a lot of mistakes, and that's part of the reason that we were seeing, between game 1 and game 2, right? It was a relatively close affair in game number 1. Really 2-1 scenario. 5-1 is the scoreline for game 2. Why is there such a big difference? I think frustration really gets in there. It makes it difficult to overcome. And St. John's, when you get frustrated, you make mistakes.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think there was that frustration factor. There were a few points where I think it was very winnable if they could have gone for a more favorable 50, or on the other side, they just weren't challenging the balls when they were coming forward. But beyond that, I like the language you used while we were covering that game, and you said that it felt like DePaul leveled up. And it really seemed like after that first game, they started to download in a way, how does St. John's like to play this? How do they like to approach the game? And began to play around that. I mean, we saw that disgusting angle out of DePaul. We saw some really nice set pieces, and it really felt like they started to level up because they understood where the holes in St. John's defense were.
Yeah, and not only able to exploit them, but you talked about boost starving a little bit there near the back end of the game. You mentioned it a couple times over the course of the game, and it's a great point to make because oftentimes whenever you're trying to make that play downfield, off one of those booming clears that we were discussing St. John's so consistently were able to try to do, problem is you need the boost in order to get there in time to actually contest the ball. And when you don't have it, it was a couple of times that we saw DePaul really bullying St. John's players off of those larger boosts in the corners of the pitch. And that is something that we need to look out for here in game 3 that is looking to get going right this moment. Thank you for your patience, everyone, as we get ready for championship point here at DePaul. All they need is this game.
Yeah, they just need one and a favorable kickoff for St. John's, but it doesn't seem like they'll really be in position to do that. Trying to probably fill up those boost tanks and get ready to make some sort of offense early on, as this is, as you mentioned, championship point, do or die for St. John's, and DePaul just need one more to bring this trophy home, as Joseph holding this DePaul possession very, very nicely.
Yeah. Just keeping a hold of the ball, then opening up opportunities. Whoa, that was fantastic work from Lavish. It's too bad he ran out of boost, because all he was thinking was one more move to make that work.
Yeah, I thought he had the flip, but maybe didn't quite get all 4 wheels on the ball. Didn't quite work out, as now nice passing defense, but St. John's keeping up the aggression. I'm liking these changes we're seeing made from the cars in red.
Yeah, exactly. It's looking good. We haven't seen that one-sidedness just yet, and we're 1 minute in, and it's scoreless.
Yeah, and beyond the one-sidedness, it feels like St. John's are finding ways to strike out onto DePaul, and Joseph missing that shot as Primal able to start this clear away, but Black Wraith wanting to hold the aggression. They've gone for the demo play, but be gone off the backboard. Gets rid of the ball, tries to keep St. John's scoreless, and DePaul scoreless, more importantly, beyond that.
It's been difficult clear here for Bigon Jader. He's been trying to find that momentum, can't quite do it, and that's where the lack of boost or boost starving that we were talking about kind of comes in. Well, that being said, now finally St. John's getting a move on, and they have a chance.
Yeah, they've got a shot. Primal nearly missing that touch. It was a beautiful pass back from, I believe it was, Bigon is now just in. Keep this ball alive. Black Wraith going for boost over ball, and does work out off of that demo from Lavish, but still St. John's holding their own in these first 2 minutes. And as I say that, Joseph just tapping off of that beautiful pass.
That's just too bad. This is sort of off the demo. I mean, not entirely, but just the fact that Joseph's able to get in that position is partially based on that demo. And to talk a little bit more about it, Lavish doing a good job. If you can't beat him, just demo him. And that's exactly what he did. And it really made it difficult then for St. John's to continue aggressing with just 2 players.
That is 100% it. If they needed their opening, they were certainly able to find it off of that demo, as now this aggression continues. Primal A little bit of an awkward position as Lavish back to Joseph. Joseph not able to do much off that touch, but Black Wraith keeping these rotations so incredibly tight, and it's really great to see out of DePaul is set up from Lavish, but set up for Lavish, couldn't quite find the angle.
Yeah, good rotations back for the defense, though. I gotta say, St. John's have done a good job of it, even though we're seeing some very dangerous balls. That's because DePaul is playing well. That's not because St. John's are putting themselves in bad positions, as we have seen in prior games.
Yeah, they're forcing very, very difficult maneuvers for these plays as Black Wraith gets past one, gets bumped by the other. Lavish forced to try and pick up this ball. Extra flip does quite a bit, is now set up for Lavish and taps it in. The crossbar, though, coming in clutch for St. John's, keeping this game 1-0 for DePaul.
What a hard touch to make. And beyond that, nice shot, Ray Joseph, just so well defended. And again, we're seeing St. John's consistently have chances on towards the opposing goal this time.
Yeah, and the fact is, this isn't what we saw before.
Wow!
As an own goal from St. John's, it looks like maybe just a slightly off touch. Maybe the car wasn't in just the right position, and just a little behind. That one hurts.
Yeah, that, it happens. It's, unfortunate, but that might be the nail in the coffin here. We got 90 seconds to work with. That's definitely doable for St. John's, but they've yet to score more than one goal in a game, and they need it now.
Yes, they certainly do need it now. Break their past record for goals against DePaul, as this is an opportunity. Beacon not able to find it. But pass back to Primal. Primal challenged by Black Wraith. And DePaul keeping these rotations tight. It feels like maybe it's just a matter of time St. John's can keep this aggression.
St. John's sort of doing what we've seen DePaul do all series long. Unfortunately, it's over now, and a phenomenal shot on target is going to pretty much put this one to bed unless St. John's can do some magic.
Yeah, certainly going to need some magic, and I mean, that's sometimes that's what makes some really great teams, is the ability to transition from being starved on offense, being pressured, on defense, and then immediately transitioning that to a very solid offense. And all you need sometimes is one or two touches, and DePaul certainly know what to do with that.
Absolutely, they do. St. John's, they have to score right here, right now, if they want a realistic shot. And it is Primal with the potential.
Light flick, but thrown away by Black Wraith, is now a near empty net. Joseph putting in one more. And at 4 goals with just 32 seconds left, this is feeling all wrapped up for DePaul.
I just got to give credit to Black Wraith there. How great is that assist? Really not worried about their own stats. Not worried whatsoever. Gives the ball over to Joseph, confirms the shot on goal, gets number 4 on target, and pretty much just ends the game there. We still got 20 seconds on the clock, but the rest of this game is just for show.
It really is, as I think St. John's, they did their best, but DePaul came to play, and they played an incredible game. They played an incredible series. Now the last 10 seconds tick down, and DePaul is maybe looking for one more goal. Lavish goes up, doesn't find the angle, and Primal likely put this one down, as that will be it once this ball goes down for DePaul winning the Vincentian Cup over St. John's in very convincing fashion.
Very convincing indeed. And, the worst case scenario here, this looks like a very dominant scoreline for this game 3. In reality, St. John's played a really strong game 3. They gave it their all, just couldn't quite get there. And, off the back of some really strong play from DePaul, it felt like everything was firing on all cylinders. Nobody was struggling when it came to touches. We saw some really great teamwork coming through. Those 1-2 punches into the goal happening with regularity. That doesn't happen on accident, J Turbo, and that's exactly what DePaul were able to put on display for us today. Really good job.
Yeah, absolutely. An incredible job from DePaul. They have plenty to be proud of, as they will be the winners of the Vincentian Cup. But again, thank yous to St. John's and Niagara for coming out and playing, putting on a great show. as we're going to take a quick break, and we'll hear back with an interview from one of the DePaul players on, what this day means and how they're feeling after that victory. So stick around. And welcome back. Following that really incredible series from DePaul, we are joined by Joseph. Joseph, how are you feeling today after winning up against St. John's?
It's always nice to get a good team win, and we just felt really strong on our communication and our, just our play in general. So it felt really good to get out there and get some good matches.
Well, let's kind of talk the overall setup for this game, right? DePaul, you guys have a little bit better record in the fall split than St. John's did, but also had some really difficult opponents early on in the split. So going up against St. John's here, despite the similarity, were you guys worried whatsoever about this opponent?
I don't think we like to look at opponents as, we have to worry about anything. We just go into any match confident, and, we try not to look at the stats or the records or whatever. So, we just try to have fun, but, keep it serious, keep our communication good, and just keep everything solid.
Gotcha. Well, you guys were doing a really good job of locking out St. John's from really getting out of their half of the pitch for the majority of a couple of those games. So, what was the key to being able to lock them out like you guys were doing?
Well, we just really focus on our defensive rotations. So, we play a pretty fast style, and we just like to make sure we're kind of always looking out for each other in terms of keeping the ball in front of us and making sure that each one of us is covered. So, we had a couple of really nice passing plays that kind of opened up the field for us on offense, and then defense that play.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, it's just phenomenal to see that sort of play. You mentioned passing plays. Let me talk about those briefly before we hand back off over to J Turbo. What does that look like? How do you guys set those up in real time?
A lot of our play style that we kind of learned from our coach and just kind of the ways of the game, so to speak. We kind of try to recognize open parts of the field, and we just look to see, is my teammate there? It's kind of more of a communication thing for sure, but at this point, it's a feel thing where we kind of just know the other people are going to be there, so we send the ball down, and it just ends up working out.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and I mean, you guys played an incredible game, really looking like a top-tier team, and we're currently on stream. We're seeing some of those really great passing plays you guys put together. And sort of one of the points that Vincent and I started to get hung up on was, some of the really, really great angles that you guys were managing to find. Was that sort of still on the style of finding those openings, or was it also just, lots and lots of time sort of in the practice tool training?
I personally, for me, I have a couple... Probably too many hours for someone like me, but we all train really hard and we try to get as much mechanical practice in as possible. So, it's one of those kind of things that pays off in the long run,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, something I've heard from most players is it's all about time, putting in that effort. And one other point is, this is the Vincentian Cup, sort of all of these schools united by that one sort of connection. What does it feel to you sort of playing in this event, being the winners, and sort of being associated with that Vincentian mission, that service and all those aspects?
Well, it's really awesome that we have this sense of community that's really giving back to the areas around us, not only at DePaul, but at Niagara and St. John's as well. We really want to make sure that not only are, we all keeping each other safe, but we want to safe and healthy and so forth. But we also want to give back to the community and make sure that everyone is, living the best life they can live. So
that's amazing to hear. And congratulations to you and the entire DePaul team. Honestly, you guys had an incredible day today, and it was honestly a pleasure to be able to watch cast such a great squad.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and I believe that is it for our coverage of the Vincentian Cup today. So, of course, thank you, Joseph, for coming out. Thank you to DePaul, Niagara, and St. John's all for coming together. Thank you, Vincent, casting alongside me. Thank you to our producer, Juke, and, of course, everyone who was here earlier today. I believe that was Time to Light and South Beach. Thank you. I was just checking my notes sheet. I want to give a huge thank you to everyone who's been involved in this really great tournament. And of course, on the other side is the Overwatch division that happened yesterday. All some amazing stuff. And thank you to everyone watching at home, supporting these teams, supporting the Vincentian mission. And we bid you all good night and stay warm in these very cold times.